Making our lives less stressful is not that easy when we have a job to do, responsibilities, people to see, errands to run. However, we are the one who chose to have this busy life because we could have simply decided to go live in the middle of nowhere where we grow our own vegetables, we do meditation all day, and we have no stress at all. But the thing is, most of us actually chose to live in a city that is very expensive, fast-paced, maybe to have a corporate job. But guess what? Stress is the number one cause of deadly diseases. And not only that, but actually chronic stress can lead to mental health problems such as burnout and depression. Today, I'm here because I want to share with you 3 habits that have helped me to reduce stress massively in my day-to-day so that you can have a fast track towards a stress-free life. I've always been more stressed than the average person since I was in high school. But my stress then increased so drastically when I started working because of the added responsibilities. It all stressed me out so much. One day I realized I have to change my life because I was feeling like I was living the life of someone else. The me inside was saying, you don't want to behave this way, you're not like that. By having this additional stress, I struggled to do things that I used to enjoy in my life, like going to the gym or meeting my friends, because everything made me so anxious and stressed that I didn't want to do it and I didn't enjoy it anymore. I needed to bring myself back. And so I did. Thanks to these 3 habits that when I will tell you what they are, they're gonna sound very granted. And I took them for granted for a while. But actually, once I understood the why behind those 3 habits and how they can help you to reduce stress, my life changed completely. But now I know, and I want to share my secrets with you. So here they are. Habit number 1: cardio exercise. In her book, Burnout, Emily Nagoski mentioned that cardio exercise is the number 1 most effective way to reduce stress. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you're stressed, your body enters the stress response cycle. The cycle is composed of 3 phases. The first one called the alarm phase. This phase happens when you are facing a stressful situation, for example, presenting in public. When this happens, your brain is sending to the body signals to say, hey, you might be in a life-threatening situation, for example, like being chased by a lion. However, the brain cannot distinguish between a real life-threatening situation like being chased by a lion or actually just needing, for example, to present. So it will give you an alarm in any case, which is what builds up the stress. The second part of the cycle is called resistance phase. In this second phase, you are not facing the stressing situation anymore. So you are finished presenting, for example, or the lion has gone away, okay? In this case, your nervous systems give a signal to your body to reduce the stress, and so you start to be more relaxed. However, the body is still a little bit on alert mode, just to ensure that you're not at risk anymore. Finally, the last phase begins, called the exhaustion phase. In this phase, your body needs to complete the cycle by knowing that you are actually safe. And to understand how to do that, let's go back to our lion example. If you would be chased by a lion, what would you do? You would run, right? So that's literally what you need to give to the brain. Some sort of way to let the brain know you are running and escaping that situation. Running is the best way to signal to your brain that you're actually finally safe and you've escaped the situation. But fair enough, if you don't like running, I don't like it either. Whatever else cardio exercise you can do that will make your heart beat fast will do. It's super important that you close your stress cycle, because otherwise stress will remain in your body and it will accumulate, and that's when diseases like depression or problems like burnout really happen. It's crucial, and I can't stress this enough, that you complete the stress cycle, because if you don't, you will keep some of that stress inside, and chronic stress, as we've seen before, is so dangerous for your body and for your mental health as well. So what I would recommend you is, after a stressful day, go and do even just 10 minutes of cardio exercise. You can go for a power walk, or you can even just jump wherever you are, in the bathroom, whatever, as long as you complete the cycle by making your heart beat really fast. Okay, now on to habit number 2, journaling. I've always heard so many successful people like Obama having this habit of journaling and saying that it was cathartic in some ways. However, it never did it for me. I tried, but actually I couldn't come up with anything to write. I did not know where to start. Until one day, a friend of mine recommended me this structured journal that I've never heard before. So I found this one on Amazon called the 6 Minutes Diary. I'll put the link in the description below. But it's called 6 Minutes Diary because basically it takes you 6 minutes to fill up. Let me show you how this diary is inside. So you can see from here that in the morning, so when there is the sun part, you have to fill up only these couple of things at the top. So what are you grateful for? Which is great to just, start the day positively. And then you will have to fill up how you will make today great, which is good to make you have some kind of goals throughout your day. And then finally you can put a positive affirmation. To be very honest, sometimes I don't write this, but in the past has been useful just to have that kind of quote that motivates me throughout the day. After that, you can see there is usually a quote from someone, and that's done for the morning. So that's why it should take you only 3 minutes. And then in the evening, you come back to this diary just right before going to bed, would be best. And then you have to fill up my good deed today. So what have you done that was great? How you will improve? And then finally, what are the great things you've experienced today? At the end, it's just a bit of like a review of the day in a positive note. This really helped me to see the day more positively and actually to set some goals at the beginning and kind of review them at the end. It's been so useful for me to write this journal because I literally don't have to think of what I need to write and so on. I just need to fill up this and it will do the job for me. And I would say there are 2 things that I loved about writing a journal like that. The first one is that I can identify patterns. For example, I realized that every single day that it was sunny, I was saying, I'm grateful because there is a sun. I'm grateful because the sky is blue. So literally, I should go move somewhere where it's very sunny, not in London, for example. But jokes aside, it's very good to identify patterns and what you are happy for and what it could be improved in your life. And you can keep track of all of this here. Plus, there are some questions every week, and those questions go a bit more in depth to understand you better. Having a journal also made me realize that all my thoughts that I used to have in my head now are here, so I don't need to carry them all the time, and this makes me less stressed. Moral of the story, I cannot recommend a structured journal more. And there are very inexpensive options. This was super cheap, less than £10 on Amazon. I even found one on Primark for £2. So really you have no excuse. Are you gonna go buy your journal today? Let me know in the comments. Okay, now let's go back to our habits and go to habit number 3, quitting caffeine. To all the coffee lovers out there, I know this is a hard one. I'm Italian, I love coffee, it's in my nature, but I realized that I didn't have to renounce to coffee altogether. I could always drink decaf or matcha. I love matcha, I know it's not the same. But if you want to have low stress levels in your day-to-day life, quitting caffeine is a must. I used to drink coffee every single morning before. I could not wake up without having my cup of espresso. However, I noticed that coffee was making me so shaky and I had a lot of ups and downs in my mood that were really unexplainable. Plus, I was sleeping really, really badly. I would wake up all the time at night. So what I did is just quitting coffee, and I have to say, for the first 2 weeks, it was so hard. My levels of energy were to the floor and I felt so tired, so down physically, mentally. However, after 2 weeks, I started to notice a big change. My energy was back up and I could sleep literally like a baby. Now I don't drink any caffeinated coffee at all and I'm so much happier this way. And my stress is so much lower. And speaking of sleep, I want you to hit the notification bell because in my next video, I will talk everything sleep related and how you can improve sleep to reduce your stress levels. So ensure you don't miss out. Back to the coffee advice. Try this. From tomorrow, instead of having your normal espresso, get a decaf or get a cappuccino decaf or a matcha, whatever else that is not pure coffee caffeinated. And friends, remember from tomorrow, get your decaf cappuccino, get those 10 minutes of cardio in, and finally go get your pre-made journal. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.